Over here. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. And thank you for being here at Center on Cottage Grove. It is a location, 3 years we've been here. This is a part of our Center on Halstead space. I'm Jolie Robinson, the CEO at Center on Halstead, and I am so grateful and honored to have each and every one of you standing right here in our Center on Cottage Grove. This work that we do is all about serving and supporting our LGBTQ+ community. Right behind us, you'll see a beautiful exhibit in partnership with DuSable Museum of African American History. This exhibit is Troubled Waters, a photography exhibit that really captures the Chicago 1919 race riot, which we think is important and really pivotal for what we're experiencing today. This week, and the reason why we're here this morning, is in observance of Transgender Awareness Week that's from November 13th through November 19th. During this time, we really focus on centering the voices, experience, and brilliance of our trans community and our gender nonconforming siblings. This is a time to celebrate resilience, affirm those diverse identities, and recommit ourselves individually and collectively to building a world where every trans person is safe, feels valued, and is able to thrive. At Center on Halstead, we see every day the power of visibility, the power of support, and the power of community. We honor the courage it takes to live authentically, and we stand firmly with our trans siblings across Chicago and beyond. In a few short days, on November 20th, we recognize Transgender Day of Remembrance, where we gather in grief and solidarity. Trans Day of Remembrance is about honoring the trans lives who were unfortunately cut short. This day is a solemn reminder of the urgent work still before us. Transgender people, particularly our Black and brown trans women, continue to face disproportionate violence. We cannot meet this moment with silence. We must meet it with action, advocacy, and collective care. At Center on Halstead, we commit ourselves to creating safety, belonging, and community for and with our transgender people every day. As we remember those we have lost, let us continue the fight alongside those who are still here. Let us build a world where every transgender individual are not only mourned, but protected, celebrated, and cherished. Before we hear from others, I'd like to recognize not only those in attendance, but those across our Chicagoland area that have been doing such tremendous work in service to our trans and our LGBTQ+ community, including Trans Up Front, our City of Chicago's LGBTQ+ Advisory Council, Life is Work, Chicago Therapy Collective, Brave Space Alliance, ALMA, AIDS Foundation of Chicago, Lambda Legal, Lighthouse Foundation, Chicago Black Gay Men's Caucus, Chicago House, Howard Brown Health, School of Opulence, Affinity Community Service, and so many others. Many thanks to Alderwoman Jeanette Taylor for her leadership in this ward that our Center on Cottage Grove is in. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to join us this morning, but we are immensely grateful to her and her office for their partnership and leadership. Many thanks to Mayor Johnson, and thank you for your partnership and leadership within the LGBTQ+ community. Next, please welcome Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Well, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You know, today we honor those lives who sacrificed for the sake of a better future. It is, quite frankly, a solemn moment because those sacrifices came at the expense of family members, leaders, but we're also grateful that their sacrifice has led to a city that is committed to ensuring that our Trans Day of Remembrance doesn't just become a day to remember those that we have lost, but what we have gained. I'm grateful to have partners like Alderman Lamont Robinson and Jeanette Taylor, of course, Jolie, who is a superstar now. And I'm glad that Jolie is in Chicago, right? And we took her from the South. This is where she belongs. But of course, Precious and Miles Brady Davis, Commissioner, thank you for your leadership. And the Center on Halsted. Of course, Life is Work, and all the other elected leaders who understand the assignment in our LGBTQ plus community. Our advisory council members that are here today. Chicago has a proud and vibrant LGBTQ plus community who have made indelible contributions to the lifeblood of our neighborhoods. But yet we still see members of the LGBTQ plus community facing many attacks and discrimination when it comes to civil rights, gender-affirming healthcare, and safety as a whole. And the transgender community has seen a rise in anti-transgender violence, extreme legislation restricting gender-affirming care and curtailing their human rights. Right now, this country is using trans people as a political wedge and criminalizing their lives through scare tactics and harmful language. Not only is this dangerous to them, but it is also morally wrong to marginalize this beloved community. People and politicians across this country have tried to continue to marginalize the trans community, but it doesn't work here in Chicago. And that is because Chicago cares about the everyday real issues that affect all of us. The cost of living, housing, healthcare, food insecurity, and caring for our families and neighbors, that's what we all collectively care about. And that is why it's, yeah, here it is, you all. Thank you. And that is why it is more important than ever that we gather today to recognize, honor, and advocate for the transgender community. You know, I'm thinking about the Transgender Day of Remembrance and when it was started, 1999. You think about the memory of Rita Hester, a trans woman killed in '98. And over the years, it has grown into something that brings us all together, a space for support, for healing, and reaffirming our shared commitment to building a safer and more compassionate world for the transgender community. But more importantly, it shows us that while we have made great strides for those in the transgender community, there is still much more work to be done. And finally, when we stand together with our transgender community to stop the impact of harmful legislation and ensure the protection of our LGBTQ plus residents are secure, that gives me confidence and hope in not just our future, but our today. And so today and every day, let us remember, whether it's Tatiana LaBelle or Dejanay Staton, Elise Mallory, these are examples of how much more work we still have to do. These lives are clear examples of how much more work we have to do. So let's challenge ourselves to continue to fight for a proud and vibrant transgender community. Please know that my administration and I are proud to be strong allies with our LGBTQ plus community, and we will continue to work to ensure that everyone can feel safe, secure, and welcome in our city. Thank you all very much, and with that, I'm pleased to bring to the podium the Alderman of the 4th Ward, Lamont Robinson.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
As we come together for Trans Remembrance Day, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to give our mayor extreme gratitude for his support of the LGBTQ plus community. More importantly, fighting the headwinds that are coming from our nation's capital. Mayor, thank you for standing strong for the LGBTQ plus community, particularly our trans brothers and sisters. We are grateful for not only you speaking truth to power, but for your work to support this community, for making sure that we have in our budget resources to hire a director of LGBTQ+ affairs. Mayor, we commend you, we love you, and we are 120% behind you. As we think about Trans Remembrance Day, I think about my friend Anise. How far have we come? We're here to mourn and celebrate the losses of our trans brothers and sisters. But we also have to thank some great organizations, a great city of Chicago, a great county of Cook, that have pushed forward Commissioner Precious Brady Davis, who is a superstar in her own right in the county of Cook and the city of Chicago. Her work shows our young folks that it can be done. You can be your true, authentic self and represent everyone. And so thank you for the County of Cook for electing Commissioner Precious Brady Davis. To Equality Illinois, our great partner that not only allowed us folks to be able to get married in the state of Illinois, but our watchdog to make sure that legislation that affects the LGBTQ+ community does not move forward in our state. Equality Illinois made a great step in coming together to bring forward Shannon Lynn Parker. Commissioner Precious Brady Davis, Shannon Lynn Parker are our two champions in our community. And so although we are here in mourning, here to recognize our losses, today is a day of celebration because those losses have created opportunities for Commissioner Precious Brady Davis and Shannon Lynn Parker. And so I think that it's important to recognize these two ladies and also share with them that we love them, we support them, and we're extremely thankful for your service to the County of Cook, the City of Chicago, and the State of Illinois. As the chair of the gayest city council in the country, I want to thank Alderwoman Lenny Hoppenworth for being here with me this morning, all the way from the north side of Chicago, hanging out with me on the south side. Thank you so very much for your support. Again, today is a day to remember, but today is also a day for us to come together to continue to fight and support our trans brothers and sisters. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Please, give it up, please. Thank you. You've heard from two amazing leaders within our community. Thank you, Alderman Lamont Robinson, for joining us. Thank you, Mayor Johnson, for joining us this morning as well. This is such a powerful moment, not only in celebration, but recognition. Next, you'll hear from those amazing leaders that we just heard Alderman Lamont Robinson talk about. We'll hear from Shannon Lynn Parker, CEO of Equality Illinois, and we'll be wrapped up and hear from Commissioner Precious Brady Davis, who also serves as our Center on Halstead Chief Strategy Officer. Please welcome them up.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. I can think of no better way than to spend my first day as the CEO of Equality Illinois. here at the Center on Cottage, along with these amazing leaders, and I echo the sentiments that you've heard previously. Mayor Brandon Johnson, thank you so much for your undying friendship to our community and our city broadly. You are exactly what this moment calls for, particularly in the face of federal attacks. So thank you. Continue to stand strong, and please know that we are deeply proud of you. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. It is still a good day to be trans. And although all of the stats, all of the headlines may seem as though that is not true, it in fact is. We are still thriving, we are still resilient, we are still leading, we are still in the forefront, and we are not going anywhere, just as we have always been. Visibility, however, is not a trend, it is survival. Our lives, our stories, and our leadership continue to shape culture, community, and policy. We remain visible because here's the thing, invisibility has never kept any of us safe. Trans brilliance is not negotiable. We are artists, organizers, caregivers, innovators, and protectors of our community. Our contributions do not pause because the political climate becomes hostile. We keep going, we get in the thick of it. And you know what's really profound and so brilliant about trans folks is that we lock arms and we step up regardless of whose identities are up front, regardless of the race. We are there front and center, claiming that rights are for everybody, not just a marginalized few. Also, too, community keeps us alive. Every win we have ever had came from each other. Joy, care, chosen family, and collective resilience are still our strongest form of protection. So again, I just want to lift up that Trans Day of Remembrance is among us, and it pains me every year to see the ever-expanding, ever-growing number of, dead. And I do look forward to the day where our remembrance is not wrapped up into tragedy. However, as long as our voices remain, we will continue to lift up those names, we'll continue to speak them, we will continue to center them and provide resources for our communities so that way we can name them in moments beyond Trans Day of Remembrance. I thank you all so much.
Thank you, Shannon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Trans Awareness Week invites us to reflect on who we are as a community and what it takes to ensure that every trans and gender nonconforming person in Chicago can live safely, openly, and fully. Here at Center on Halsted, that commitment is not only symbolic, it is operational, it is daily. It is built into the programs and partnerships that sustain our community. Here at Center on Cottage Grove, in this very space, you will find support groups that offer healing, youth programs that foster belonging, resources for older adults that provide affirmation, and arts and cultural offerings that allow our community to bask in joy. Earlier this year, our Trans Ice Cream Social brought trans people from across the city and showed us that when we create space, people show up. This fall, we continued in that spirit by hosting a Trans Fall Festival, and we continue to do so as we fulfill our mission to advance the health and well-being of LGBTQ people across Chicagoland. All of that work is happening right here on the south side of Chicago, here at Center on Cottage Grove. We have taken root in a neighborhood that once held legendary balls, spaces that protected queer life at the turn of the century. Today, we steward that legacy by continuing to offer those resources that include HIV and STI testing and harm reduction services. This work reflects a clear principle. LGBTQ community is across the city of Chicago, and our services must be citywide. We do this work in coalition. Brave Space Alliance, Task Force and Community Services, Life is Work, Equality Illinois, Chicago House. Partners who understand that progress comes when organizations come together coordinating their strengths, not just operating in isolation. I want to thank Mayor Johnson for his steadfast support. His administration recognizes that when government invests in LGBTQ communities, and especially in trans communities, it strengthens the health and resilience of the entire city. But in this moment, we must name what is at stake. Across the country, we are witnessing a coordinated effort to restrict healthcare, limit public participation, and criminalize everyday life for trans people. These are not abstract policy debates. They produce real harm. Trans people of color face disproportionate violence. Trans youth encounter policies designed to undermine their stability and their very sense of safety. Adults continue to face harassment for simply seeking care or simply occupying public space. This is the landscape we are confronting, and yet our community's resilience will not be tempered. It is tested. It is historic. We come from a lineage of people who transformed marginalization into a movement, from Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera to the countless trans people who built safety where none existed. As we honor Trans Awareness Week, the question before us is not how we only remember those we've lost, but how we protect those who are still here. That work requires real organizing. It requires cross-movement, solidarity, racial justice, disability justice, reproductive justice, climate justice, because our futures are intertwined together. And I want to say personally, I am proud to serve as the Chief Strategy Officer here at Center on Halsted, and I'm also proud to serve as one of the commissioners at the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, protecting the source of our drinking water as an out and proud Black trans woman. This is my life's work. It is an extension of our community's courage, brilliance, and resilience. So I'll close with this. Trans power is not new. It is enduring. Trans power is not conditional. It is a fact. And trans liberation is not an abstract ideal. It is our mandate. We aren't going anywhere. We will not be silenced. Let's continue showing up for one another. Let's continue working together and know that you are always welcome here at Center on Cottage Grove. To learn more or get connected, please visit centeronhalsted.org. Thank you.
That concludes our program today. Thank you so much. Go forth, continue to be rooted in joy and celebration and honoring and recognition of our trans siblings. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks.